Well, you think we're really going to get a Donald light? Catherine Timpf is a reporter for the National Review, Fox's contributor. Jessica Ehrlich, former Democratic congressional candidate and attorney. Catherine, let me start with you. You think Trump can really keep it shut?
Well, first of all, it's important to notice that he said that he would do this when he were president, if he were president. So it's kind of a we have to wait to pass the bill to see what's in it type of thing. There's no way that he's going to tone it down now. I know there's some concerns that he's probably heard of that he won't, and that's why he's saying this, because he's a soundbite candidate. We're going to make America great again. It was China. We're going to be the best. We're going to be winning. And he's going to say, oh, you know what? People are worried about this, so I'm going to put in their heads that they wouldn't have to worry about my mouth. But then he's still making fun of Ted Cruz's religion. There's no way.
Yeah, you think we're going to hear him talk about people as losers, Jessica, I mean, and everything else that he says. And then they'll say, look, that's not the Trump that we voted for, at least according to his supporters.
Well, I think he goes against his enemies. That's sort of his whole mantra, is if you come against him, he comes against you. And it works for him sort of in his public policy. I mean, when he talks about going against like our country's enemies and things like that, that's what people want to see. They want someone who's tough. So he's tough against any comers against him. And whether they're the other Republican primary, nominees right now, or whether it's going to be the Democratic nominee, I think we're going to see more of this going forward from him.
But is it presidential? Can he be presidential in terms of his rhetoric, Jessica?
Well, he certainly is an executive. So, it depends on what the American people want to hear. We think of being president as something that's more diplomatic, where you actually are out there working with other nations, working across the aisle with different political parties, and certainly that's just the polar opposite of Trump, and he's been gaining fire across the country. People are fed up. So is it traditionally presidential? I mean, absolutely not. Is this a traditional campaign? We haven't seen it yet.
Well, Catherine, people, he may say, look, I am who I am, and I got people to take care of all those kind of details and that sort of thing, and this stuff will just keep on popping out.
Absolutely, and I think that the president that we've had for the past, going on 8 years here, Obama, the fact that the first thing he did was go on an apology tour, that kind of created people wanting to like someone more like Trump, because he's going out and doing the opposite. You're a loser, and I think a lot of people think that that's almost refreshing. And the supporters, they're there for him. I think that it's kind of the same as if you break up with a guy or a girl, sometimes you go for the opposite. And the more that the establishment says you shouldn't like him, it's kind of like when your parents tell you that you shouldn't like someone, you like them even more.
So, and that's exactly what you think is happening?
I think so. I think that Obama had a large role in creating this.
Jessica, last word. If he becomes president, you're going to think you see a nicer, gentler Donald Trump, or, he is what he is?
Yeah, I think he is what he is, and he's been working on this for decades. This is his brand. Whether he's going to actually get up in front of the country and say you're fired is doubtful, but it would be, fascinating to see, that's for sure. Definitely not what we're used to.
All right, Catherine and Jessica, it'll be entertaining. We'll see how it works out in world global affairs, if indeed it comes to that. But he's got to get past Iowa and New Hampshire, South Carolina, and everything else first. Thank you for joining us, and Happy New Year.
Thank you, you too.
All right,
Thanks.